The world of Call of Duty Ghost is filled with war and devastation. The United States has been crippled by a new superpower known as the Federation, which has become a strong and dangerous adversary. As the United States in a fight it may not be able to win, with many of their major cities destroyed, this is now a fight for mere survival. That's the reality of Ghost, and I think that's one of the reasons that the game is so unique and it feels so different from other Call of Duty games. We actually see massive devastation on home soil. And not only that, but the game's timeline spans through so many different years, with it really going from 2005, 2015, to 2017, and then finally 2028. Ghost covers a lot of ground and a lot of characters. It's a game that, in my opinion, deserves more love, specifically for its campaign, and it also deserves a deeper look into its world. And that's what we've attempted to do with numerous stories and wars that we've covered or explained when it comes to Call of Duty Ghost. So this leads us to today, where we will be taking a small little look into the Tel Aviv War, which was mentioned by Elias Walker during the game. The Tel Aviv War was a big and important conflict that really set the events of Call of Duty Ghost into motion, because without this war occurring, the events of the game would have never came to be. However, we don't have all that much information on the actual war. We just have very small tidbits here and there. So here's me trying to explain the war. The Tel Aviv War was a conflict that the US found themselves in when they were assisting their ally Israel fight off its neighboring countries. The conflict is presumed to have begun around 2005, and one of its most known battles took place that same year when 60 Tier 1 operators were sent to the Iranian border to secure a civilian hospital against reports that 500 enemy combatants were coming to kill everyone inside. The battle lasted a long time, and it led to the formation of the Ghosts.
They were like hunters that couldn't be seen, using stealth their enemies couldn't defend against. When the men ran dry of ammunition, they used their blades. And when the blades ran dull, they used their hands. When the dust and sand had settled, only one of the enemy had survived. He was picked up in the desert, wandering aimlessly, traumatized.
After this happened, the war in the Middle East raged on, and it only got more chaotic and more devastating as other Middle Eastern countries began getting involved. And after years of constant bombings and destructions, the region of the Middle East was almost unrecognizable, which caused a massive global energy crisis. This affected the first world countries that relied heavily on the Middle East for oil. Now, this led to the rise of the Federation, which consisted of South American countries uniting together under one banner and taking advantage of their status in leading the global energy market. And this gave unprecedented amount of power and control to those countries. And for more of this, you can check out this video here where we dive deeper into that specific conflict. Eventually, the Tel Aviv War would end sometime before 2015. And although the war itself wasn't explored much in the campaign, its importance cannot be understated, as it left the US basically crippled, destroyed the Middle Eastern oil supply, and gave rise to a new superpower that would cause much devastation and destruction through the Northern Hemisphere for over a decade.